All right, so you got a thing here, too. You and Zach Lowe have a piece up on ESPN.com, which has raised some eyebrows. You got a peek at the NBA books. And Brian, this seems impossible with the huge TV contracts, but nearly half of NBA teams are losing money. And then even if you factor in revenue sharing, 9 of the 30 were in the red. What is going on? What is the reason for that?
Well, I think one of the things that we're learning from looking at these NBA finances, which Zach Lowe and I were able to get from confidential documents, there's a humongous difference between the haves and have-nots in the NBA. For example, one of the things we were able to learn is that the Los Angeles Lakers essentially make in 1 week what the Memphis Grizzlies make in the entire season in local TV revenue. Now you think about that. They compete in the same league, in the same conference. They have the same salary cap. They have to pay their players the same salary structures. And so the league has addressed this. This last season, almost $200 million was transferred from the richer teams like New York and LA and Chicago to the teams in the smaller markets like Charlotte and Memphis. So the system is working. The Grizzlies lost $40 million last year, primarily because they spent so much on payroll to make their team better. And they got $32 million to help offset those losses. But I think what we learned here is that this TV deal is not a panacea. It doesn't create parity economically. And going forward, we're going to continue to see issues like, the Grizzlies weren't able to re-sign some of their players this year. The Detroit Pistons, for example, lost an incredible amount of money, more than $40 million, even after revenue sharing last year. And you see why they pulled back on their strings a little bit in their spending this summer, and you see why they moved from Auburn Hills to downtown Detroit. There are certain things happening in this league financially that are affecting moves, and that's one of the things we learned from looking at these documents.
And it certainly has very little to do with one-loss records. The Cavs and Spurs, 2 teams that lost money. Of course, the Lakers and the Knicks are printing money in this deal. What about the Warriors and how they factor into all of this? How did they make out with this system?
Well, the Warriors, David, are a business juggernaut. The Lakers, after everything was all in, made $115 million last year. They were number 1 in total earning, in net earnings. The Warriors, even though they play in the oldest arena in the league, made over $90 million in net profit last year. And they have the 13th largest local TV deal, and they play in the oldest arena. When they move into their new arena in 2019 and they open up that revenue opportunity, they are on the cusp of challenging to not only be the best team in the league, but to be the number 1 financial team in the league. Everything is going beautifully for them right now, even though they had to share $40 million. The Lakers shared $50 million. The Warriors shared $40 million with their partners in revenue sharing. The system is working, but everything's coming up Warriors, and that's how they're going to be able to afford going into the luxury tax to pay all these players in the future. All
right, and winning on the floor and off the floor as well. Brian Windhorst giving us the very latest. Really good read there on ESPN.com with Zach Lowe, this piece they looked into. Still